These things are going to go back in the fridge until tomorrow, till it's last minute time. So, emergency. So I'll be spraying when I go in tomorrow, so these can go on the bottom. Actually, I'll put a couple on the side so I can see where one is in case I need it. Soap, bottom. This is sunscreen, by the way. I don't know if I covered that. This is sunscreen. I'll just put it in a Tylenol bottle because it's much smaller. Again, don't need the salt either. Sunscreen I probably won't need till Saturday morning. So, let's see. This is my very last dinner. And the butter goes with the eggs, so put that in there. Let's see. Second dinner. Emergency breakfast can go on the bottom. And then this will be first breakfast. I'm just going to put these back in the fridge too until the morning. So breakfast day 1. These are the last, this is the last breakfast. For the drinks, it's also backup. Just put it on the side. I like this barrel because I can put things, I can plant them so I can actually see them and get in there and get them out. So that's really helpful. Let's see here. Okay, well, I'm gonna say that maybe I won't catch a fish the first day because I'm just gonna paddle in and I might not fish a lot tomorrow. So I'll put all the fishing food in the bottom, maybe for day 2. And this oil goes with the last meal as well. Then we've got alcohol. This should be in the bag. I've had this leak before, so I like to put, as you can see, I like to put stuff in Ziploc bags. I do wash them and reuse them as much as possible. So little Snickers, throw that in for the last day. Let's see, I don't want to put anything in. Okay, so this is for lunches. That in the middle. Crackers might get smushed, but that's okay. This is for dinner 2. Breakfast 2. Drinks. Snacks. Hot chocolate. I probably should have gone a little bit lower, but that's okay. Yes, I love chocolate. Chocolate covered almonds. My chocolate bar always goes on the side so I can find it. Sunscreen. Cookies. Toiletries. Butter. Sorry, my camera went crashing down. I think it was on English muffin. There's lots of room still in there for these things that are left. The prosciutto and the salami and the kielbasa will go in there, and the eggs. And there's still even a little bit of room for some stuff, so I think I'd packed really well. The steak and the asparagus for tomorrow night's dinner are just going to go separate, as well as my lunch. I'll probably eat my lunch on the way. So this is all ready to go. Okay, so I am kayak camping, which means that I could put everything in a big backpack, but it really wouldn't make any sense because I just have to unpack it all in the boat anyways and then find a place for the backpack. So what I usually do is put everything in tote bags, and then I can just unpack and pack it in and out of the boat easily. So this is my favorite one because it's very big. And actually we're going to pack up the electronics. Camera. First aid kit isn't really electronics, but I like to put it in the dry bag. Whistle, compass, matches, GoPro. Probably will use that, so I might leave that out somewhere. Kit stuff. Toilet paper. Want to keep that dry. Butt jacket. Stuff that I'm gonna need, you know, handy. This is where I always keep it. This is what I call my camping purse. The shovel can probably go loose. This is a tripod that I have for the GoPro. So I'll probably want to keep that somewhat handy, depends on the weather. And my whistle will go around my neck, so I'll move that over there. Fishing stuff, etc. So this bag I have here for my pot set. Just toss that in there. And then within that I can also put my shovel, my saw, my knives. I have, these are actually attachments for the GoPro. And I have just a little piece of string here. This is for my fishing kit, in case I catch a fish, so I can string them up on here. Waterproof matches, compass, GoPro, tripod. Okay, this is actually the charging cable for the GoPro and another charger. So then all this stuff is just going to go in tote bags, and it's going to get packed in different parts of the kayak hatches. So obviously sleeping bag. Now what I did with my sleeping bag, I'm not sure if this is waterproof or not. It feels kind of like a dry bag, but I'm never really sure about this stuff. So I packed it in, there's a plastic bag in between the bag and the sleeping bag just to keep it extra waterproof, because it is supposed to rain a lot tomorrow. So I can just throw that in there. And I can put all my thermarest in here. My tarp always smells like campfire, which makes me laugh. My water filter, keep it with the soft things. And I guess the fuel can go in there. And my clothes, just my raincoat and all that stuff fits in this bag. And I can very easily just sling it on my shoulder and carry it. So there's one bag. I won't close it just yet because I have to still rearrange some things. So there's the kitchen bag. What I'll probably do is just take the pot set out and put it separately, and then leave the knives and everything in there in the boat in this bag. That way they're all together. And actually I can put the tent stakes in here as well to keep all the sharp things in one spot. Yeah. My fishing rod. And my lures and stuff, tackle. And it can just go like that. On the bottom of the boat somewhere. And then just get one more bag. Clothes in there. This. Just slides in the back. This is also great in the backpack. It just slides right in, and I just find that stuff is so great. Tent poles. Guess we should close that up. Okay, so there's the second bag. Another really great tote bag. The tent is good too. You can just keep squishing it down and down, making it smaller and smaller. So this one we can put in, I guess, the food bag here. Food bag, the kitchen bag. There we go. And the fishing stuff. And then another bag, so that's 3. And then this stuff here. So most of this is going to go in the back of the boat, on the behind the chair, behind the seat. This is going on the bow. and the pump and the paddle float will also go on the stern. This is going to get sealed up, and it's going to go in here. Along with the bare vault, which is going to go right here. The bare vault's actually holding up the camera right now, so I can't really show you that, but you will see that later on. So we are all packed and ready to go. Okay, so there's everything. Just the 4 bags. And I can easily carry 2 on each arm on a portage. Here I am on my site on the French River, and I'm loading my kayak. Up goes the thermarest. I like to put anything small right up in the bow or the stern, right in the corners. The tent is very skinny and long, so that's going to go in next. And it's hard to see here, but I'm actually on a very steep hill. So a lot of the stuff is sliding back down. So what I did was I put the dry bag of clothes in to kind of act as a stopper so that everything that was already up there wouldn't fall out. Next I have my cook set, my pots and pans that I'm just going to put in. And this is my, what I call my camping purse. It has all my electronics and things in it. I like to leave that near the top so it's easily accessible in case I need to grab a charger or something. I also have my day hatch on my Delta, which is awesome, and I keep all the things that I need instantly. In this case, because I'm traveling out for the afternoon, I've got my lunch packed and an extra charger, a couple of things that I might need during the day while I'm out paddling. I'm actually heading on my way out today, but it is early and I've got about 5 hours to paddle. So now I'm going to pack the back of the boat or the stern. What I have is my bag with my grills and my cutting boards. They're actually just plastic mats, cutting boards. They're great for fanning the fire and sitting on if something's wet. They have a lot of uses. And I just like to put that in first because it's flat and that way I don't have any problems fitting it. Next, my sleeping bag, which I always pack right behind my seat. And because there are buckles on it that cinch it shut, what I do is I leave it in the tote bag, and that way the buckles don't get stuck on the combing or the edging of the hatch. So that just gets pushed right up there behind my seat, and that's just a place where I found that it fits nicely, and I continue to just keep putting it there because it works. Again, because I'm on a really steep hill, it's given me a little bit of trouble getting it in there, but I seem to have managed and I've got it in there now. So just looking to see what other small things that I have. There's my Sven saw, and that can go right in the back, in the corner, in the skinny area of the boat, as well as my tent poles I always put down there on the bottom. There's my tarp, which is also narrow and skinny, and that's going to go right up in the back as well with the tote bag. Now, I don't have too much left, and I still have quite a bit of room in the boat, just making sure that I have everything. I feel like I'm missing something because it's just not that full, but I tried to pack light for this trip, even though I did bring some luxuries. Now, the great thing about the Delta is that my bare vault fits right in the back hatch, and that's a big bonus. Sometimes, if I bring extra gear, I put the gear in the hatch, and I can actually put the bare vault right behind the seat there. So there's a little bit of a notch, and that keeps the bare vault from rolling around. So just tucking away the bags in the top, it's nice to keep the bags near the top so that when I go to unpack the hatch, I can just open up the bag and put everything back in. Now, this is the water filter. hence why I'm making the water drinking symbol. And the water filter I always try to keep out at the top if I'm going to need some water. Now I only did bring one Nalgene bottle on this trip, so I left the water filter out in case I want to stop after a couple hours and I get thirsty, maybe I run out of water, and that way the water filter is easily accessible. So I just have a tote bag here to pack away. Again, I just like to put those on the top, and that way I can grab them easily to repack everything. And ta-da! I've got the back hatch packed. So I'm just going to put the cover on. I've got to push these covers on the Delta pretty hard to get them on. I usually have to put my knee on it and just give it a good push. See? But then I know it's sealed, and that's really important to me. You know, in case some water tries to get in there, it keeps all my contents nice and dry. On the back deck, I have my paddle float and my bilge pump in case something happens. I fall out of the boat somehow for some reason. I need to get myself back in. And my map is still left out because I will be needing that to get myself back to the takeout. Just have a few last things. My beacon emergency device, I always put in the day hatch, again, in case of an accident or something happens. It's accessible to me while I'm in the boat and on the water. And that is it. Day hatch is sealed nice and tight. Just have one remaining tote bag, which has a few small items in it. I'm just going to leave it on the front deck. And there's my map, which is going to sit underneath the bungee so it doesn't blow away. I've got my raincoat, which I don't believe I'm going to need right now, but it may start raining later, so I'm just going to put that on the back deck so I can grab it if need be and put it on. And I think we're pretty much ready to go. All right, I just need to close up the front hatch. As soon as I untangle this, it seems to have gotten twisted. Give that a good push. Make sure you hear the pop when you close the hatch, and then always secure it with the bungee. Now that the front hatch is closed, I can put my fishing rod on the front deck. Just put the tip of it into one of the bungees near the front, and then secure it with one of the lower bungees. I'm leaving this out because I'm going to do some fishing today, and I need to have it accessible. So there you have it. Everything is packed, and I believe I'm ready to go.